Summer months, and today Darren James from Davfest is with us. Hello, Darren.
Hello there. How you doing? You right?
Yes, very well. Thank you for coming on the show. I nearly called it Davfest, a festival all about the wonderful Darren James.
Well, we did consider having a festival all about me, but then we thought that was a little bit too, up it, shall we say? So, yeah. But we have actually had someone get in touch with us whose name is Dave Feast. I think he said his name was. And he thought that we'd name the festival after him.
That's excellent.
We might have Dave Feast at some point. So.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good. Tell us all about it, because the first one wasn't that long ago, was it?
Last year was our first one, yeah. And it was great. I mean, we had a lot of things working against us. The weather weren't particularly brilliant. And, we learnt a lot because it's our first time we did it. And we learnt an awful lot. And this year we're bringing all that to bear. And, yeah, this year there's a brilliant buzz about it. And we're just bigger and better, and onwards and upwards. That's what we're hoping to achieve over the coming years. Give Daventry something that it deserves. Well,
you say you had a lot to learn, but I mean, I've seen the pictures. Great big stage, amazing lights, amazing crowds.
Yeah, and that is, I've got a lot of shout outs during this interview, hopefully, that I can put in at some point, because there's a lot of people that need thanking for what we did. And Juice Sound actually provided the stage and the lighting. There was a festival in Braunston a few years back, and I was just talking with your producer there, and it was a shame it shut down for various reasons. It couldn't happen, and we wanted to be the spiritual successor to that. And straight away we said that stage and the lighting and that rig they had, we need that. We don't just want a bloke on a flatbed. We want that. It's got to have that wow factor. It's got to be like a proper genuine festival. And yeah, we went to the Juice guys, and yeah, well, you've seen the pictures, and
they made it happen. They made it happen. And it's great, isn't it? 'Cause it's a mix between local talent, but also you got some of the very best tribute bands as well.
Yeah, we want to go for a sort of a Glaston budget type thing eventually, and we want tributes. We want to give people as best experience as we can, but also recognising the local talent that we have around the Daventry and Northamptonshire area. Hence, bands like Escher Rocks, Distorted Decade, Down and Out are a really young band. They came last year and were one of the openers, and they blew us away. So we've invited them back this year as well. Mark Checkley is a local solo artist and just brilliant local artist. Charlie Tarry, he's got this band called The Outlaws. They're going to be fantastic. I know they are. And then we went to, I think it was, what was it, Tunnel Fest. There was a small pub garden festival, and we saw Escher Rocks there, and local band, and they just blew everyone away, and we invited them, and they've come back for the second year as well. And then on top of that, we wanted the best tribute acts we could get.
You've got some goodies with some good names as well.
Well, I'm a massive Foo Fighters fan, and I wanted Foo Fighters last year, and well, for some various reason, we couldn't get them in. And this year, I'm absolutely chuffed that they're our headliners this year, the Foo Fighters UK.
It's one of my favourite tribute band names. I mean, there are some great ones out there, but the Foo Fighters, it's pure. It's just pure. It's brilliant.
It's spot on, isn't it? Yeah.
And you've got a James cover band as well, James Tribute. You've got a
Laid,
Madonna as well.
They've done the circuit. Laid have. They've got miles. They've done the circuit. They're at Shine and various other sort of festivals. And I read somewhere, I don't know how correct this is, but James themselves said that Laid do James better than James.
That's quite a tribute, isn't it? That's quite a tribute.
That's a compliment, isn't it?
Yeah, that really, really is.
And Ultimate Madness, they're just one of the best Madness tributes out there. Got, Susie Hopkins is coming back. She was Kylie last year. She's doing Madonna this year. And then, of course, Carl Memphis, one of the top Elvis impersonators in the country. He's going to be brilliant.
Well, we'll make sure we give out details of exactly when this is happening and how we can find you online before the end of our chat today. But I want to talk about your musical likes as well. Are you a Daventry lad?
I am, born and bred.
Bred in the
lived here all my life.
Yeah.
And,
What about growing up? What kind of music was played at home in Daventry?
Well, at home, I have early memories, because I'm a DJ is what I actually do, and do mobile discos, clubs and pubs, and the first time I ever got my hands on a 12-inch record, and it was probably an ABBA record out of my mum's collection, She used to tell me off for leaving fingerprints all over the records.
Did she?
And my mum was a massive Elvis fan, and there was a lot of there was this big box set called the Transatlantic Sessions by Elvis Presley, and it had a lot of sort of R&B and soul that Elvis had done. I googled it in later life to see if the album was worth any money, and it wasn't, unfortunately. But it was a great big box set, and it was brilliant sort of R&B and gospel covers in there. But as I grew up, I started leaning towards the electronic side of things more, and synth wave and bands like Blancmange, Erasure, of course, and just that whole synth wave movement that happened. A little bit of New Romantic thrown in there. Did a bit of breakdancing when I was a few years younger and lighter.
Did you really? You're kind of in my pocket here. Yeah, synth and new wave. This is pretty much where I'm happiest as well. I also tried a bit of breakdancing, and on one occasion I went up on my hands, went all the way over, and destroyed a trestle table on the other side at a school disco. So that was the end of my career.
That's where the name comes from, I think, is breakdancing, because you do end up breaking furniture or bones at some point.
Yes, you do. And I imagine you've been to a great many gigs. Is there a particular gig that you could pick out as the best you'd ever been to?
Do you know what? My business partner, a big shout out to Scott Wilkinson. He's the guy that is the other half of Davfest, along with Phil, who's came on board recently as well. Scott's been to a lot more gigs than I have. He's a proper veteran of the gig circuit. He's been everywhere. Me personally, I was always on the other side of the decks. I was always working at festivals and raves in the 90s. But the gigs I have been to, I've seen Foo Fighters, I've seen Prince. I was lucky enough to see Prince just before he changed his name to a squiggle.
Wow. Yeah.
I was at the Birmingham NEC. So I've got to probably say that's my best gig, because that man was amazing. He was just the proper stage presence, the dancing, the singing, the instrumentals, the musicianship of him, and how tight his show was. And he did like 2.5 hours as well, But Foo Fighters, I went there with my brother Scott, and he took me there as a birthday treat to Crystal Palace one recently. And no, not Crystal Palace, no, MK Bowl, Milton Keynes Bowl. And it was just incredible. That the Best of You, the track Best of You, and I've got a memory of everyone at the end just going, whoa, 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 that bit in the Best of You.
Yeah,
and everyone's singing for about 3 minutes. The band have already left the stage in half hour. People are still there singing this. Whoa, whoa.
It's the Foos are amazing. They've played all over. I mean, we've been lucky in the UK. I've done a number of gigs. I think Ali Pali is the gig I thought you meant. There are a couple of palaces that they've probably done. Probably done the royal palaces, haven't they? The Foos, they're beloved of various members of the royal family. I'm sure.
They're rock royalty, so it suits them, doesn't it, to be in a palace?
Quite right. Just hearing about your time as a DJ and the gigs that you've been to is making me think that you're going to absolutely smash the pop quiz today. I think this is going to be in your wheelhouse.
We'll see. It depends what questions you've come up with. See how clever you are. See if you can trick me.
We'll do that in a second. Before we do, I looked at what was number one on the day you were born, as I do for all my guests, and we have to decide whether it's a birthday banger or a birthday clanger. Do you know what yours is?
I did once, and I can't remember. Was it Mulla Kuntaya or something like that?
Well, you're not miles off. It was.
I can't remember.
It was Amazing Grace by the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards. Was number one on the day you were born. Now it's stirring and it's beautiful, but I don't think we can call that.
It's not a banger, though, is it?
It's not a birthday banger. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
I've got to be honest. It's a beautiful piece of music, but it's not a banger.
Beautiful, but not a banger.
Pop quiz.
Which brings us to the pop quiz. We're doing the 1980s for your quiz today. 5 questions on the 80s. As ever, no trick questions. Sometimes, though, there's a bit of a cryptic clue in the question. If you don't know the answer, say pass, and we'll make more time at the end for you to recap. But I think you're going to nail it. Are you ready for action?
Let's see. Go on then.
Yeah, come on then. All right, here we go. Darren James from Davfest, Pop Quiz 1980s. It's 1982 where we start. Paul McCartney is at number 1 with an album which took its name from a competitive event often staged between 2 rival rugby teams at Village Fates. But what was the name of that album?
You've got me already.
You've come back. We'll come back.
Albums, no. Oh,
we'll
okay.
come
So
back. We'll come back.
losing the question. Scrum.
No, we'll come back. Don't worry. What did Blondie tell us was high when they had a number one in 1980?
The tide is high.
The tide is high, absolutely. What did Phyllis Nelson tell us to do when she had a one-hit wonder in 1985?
Move closer.
Oh, come on. Right, we're on a roll now. Question 4. Madonna had a smash hit in 1987 with a Spanish song about a beautiful island. But what was the name of the song?
La Isla Bonita.
Oh, with the beautiful pronunciation as well. All right, question 5.
I hope so.
It was pretty good. Lyrical challenge for you now, 1988. Fairground attraction of Storm the Charts with Perfect. I'm going to start the lyrics, you finish them. Young hearts are foolish, they make such mistakes. They're much too eager to what?
Either give their love away or throw
Oh,
their
come
love
on.
away.
Yeah, you've done it. Give the love away. Yeah, very good.
It was the first one.
Which means we've got time left for you to crack question 1. 1982. Listen carefully. 1982. Paul McCartney is at number 1 with an album. The album took its name from a competitive event often staged between two rival rugby teams at a village fete. What was the name of that album? You're going to kick yourself if you don't get it.
Tug of War.
Tug of War, yes!
I fluked it. I got it.
Tug of War. Yeah, Tug of War. 5 out of 5. Well done, you. 5 out of 5. Excellent work. You've been a good guest, Darren. It's nice to meet you. You must tell us how can we find out about Davfest. Where can we get our tickets as well, please?
Okay, so 29th of July. It's a Saturday. It's a one-dayer. We've got 10 bands on during that day. We start at 11, close at 10 p.m. You can get tickets from Ticket 24/7 and just put in a search there for Davfest 23. You can Google Daventry Festivals. That will lead you to the various outlets. Tickets are on sale now. We've got a few VIP tickets left as well. You can also go to www.lockdowneventsLimited.com and it's all there for you.
Brilliant stuff.
And it's going to be in Daventry, obviously, and we're on the Daventry sports field. It's where the rugby club is and the archery club and the squash club on Stephen Hill Road. No, yeah. Western Avenue. That's it. Western Avenue. I don't even know where my own event is.
We got there. We got there. I'm lucky. Will there be a tug of war?
I suppose we could arrange it. We'll have to check our insurance to see if we're allowed to.
No one does them anymore because you need too much insurance because of all the broken wrists and various burns. Yeah. But no, it's going to be brilliant. It's got a great lineup. I will be praying for you that the weather is as sunny and lovely and warm as it possibly can be. And Darren James, thank you for being on the show.
No, thank you. Thanks for having us on.
A great pleasure. That's Davfest. Google it for all the details.